paused it too. Oh. Ooh. I love this idea. This is interesting. Okay. Yeah. Again, acceptance. Come at me, bro. This one rocks. I just want to get up and dance. Ooh. I'm scared to smile, but it's like making me happy, at least right now. We'll see what she says. Production is so joyful, man. I cannot believe we're already at Laurel Hell by Mitski. Man, I have to tell you, I've been excited to do this for a while now because I took a week off of Mitski, and I'm happy I did because I've just been going through some personal stuff, and I want to be able to show up here and show up authentic and not just, I think I would kind of separate myself if I'm too much in my own hell state of mind. It's not that I'll be, ripe for a good reaction and open-hearted. No, I like close my heart, right, to protect myself. And it would just be basically me sitting there and, I have my pearl, right? If you know, you know. But yeah, I always want to show up open-hearted and available, emotionally available to kind of go through the range of emotions that Mitski, so graciously allows us to go through. So I'm here. I'm excited. I woke up this morning and I got super, super duper excited. And then just as I was making my tea, I got super anxious and actually started feeling like sick to my stomach. And so, I like to observe these things because I'm kind of a psychology nerd, a, spiritual nerd, all the things. And what the conclusion I came to was I think my nervous system was remembering what happened for, what was it, Be the Cowboy. And that one really affected me emotionally. And I think I said this in some of my other videos. I actually kind of shut down after that reaction, like for a full day. Like I needed a full day to recover from that reaction because I don't know, it really affected my nervous system. So it actually makes a lot of sense for my nervous system to, try to protect me and be like, bitch, like, why are you doing this again to yourself? So, I was able to kind of talk to my subconscious mind and, let myself know that it's safe. I'm safe to listen to new Mitski and it's going to be okay. Even if we go through some emotions, it's going to be okay. So I just wanted to give that little tidbit of that's where we're starting here. Now, I did read a little bit of thing on Apple Music that sounded like she was saying something like it was during the pandemic when she created this, and her and the producer, I forget his name, apologies, they were just feeling like they wanted to do something, at least sonically, it sounds like a little bit lighter than some of the sad stuff that they've done in the past. So we'll see. I mean, I think that's what I loved about Be the Cowboy is that we were still dealing with some really heavy topics, but there was, some disco thrown in there, even in the songs that were the most, sad for me. But it softened the blow a little bit. So if we're getting something like that again, then I mean, I'm here for it. It's gonna be great. I should do my little thing. Hello, welcome to Passion Dump of an Autist. My name is Valerie. If you love everything Mitski, this is a great channel for you because I am doing the full discography deep dive. And so we're going through the discography, we're going through the music videos, we're going through interviews and live performances. We're just taking in as much as we can of each album cycle, and it's been really, really fun. So if you're loving Mitski, this is a great channel for you, especially if you like, we yap a lot. I mean, even in this intro, you can already see I like to talk. I like to talk about my feelings and what's going on. It's kind of cozy vibes, but we talk about personal growth and some spirituality and just being human. We're not afraid to share our feelings and our story, not just me, but also the community in the comments. And so, yeah, if that sounds good to you, make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below. I'd love to hear your story if you want to share it. Also, I do have a Patreon where I put up all my uncut reactions. I believe this video will probably be up for several weeks on Patreon before it goes up onto YouTube. So, just for the next one, also for, I believe there's a new one coming out. So if you're excited, you want the content right away, and you also want to support the channel, support me, it's a great way to do that. So visit the link in the description. Okay, so before we start, I do have one thing. So our lovely community member, Nebby, who has, just shared a lot of really cool things for Mitski and also Florence and the Machine. It's always really appreciated. There was a comment here that I wanted to share from Nebby because it just had a little bit of a, I guess, context a little bit. And so, just in case you guys didn't know, but also just mostly for me, because also obviously I'm doing this journey from the very beginning. I don't know much about the context, so it's nice to know. So I'm just going to quickly read that out. It says, and again, thank you so much, Nebby, for sharing this, and as well as letting me kind of shout you out and letting me read this comment in this video. I really appreciate it. It says, "Hi, lovelies. Our Be the Cowboy journey has come to a close, meaning that Laurel Hell is next. For those who are stepping carefully into Laurel Hell for the first time with Val, I'll be giving some insight into this album. Laurel Hell is a term that's used by the Southern Appalachian people to describe what happens when you're stuck in a laurel thicket, as the bushes grow so tall and thick that they're usually impossible," and in parentheses, coming from someone that's visited the Appalachians, they're so right, there's absolutely no way through them. This album is unfortunately extremely relatable for us artists at its core, as she has become completely unhinged in her artistry. Mitski has officially become a full-fledged musician that is no longer afraid to speak about the industry in her music. That's not to say that she never criticized it. She did, occasionally during her Twitter and Tumblr era. There are so many screenshots of her absolutely hilariously unhinged tweets and think pieces. As time passed between albums, her relationship with music became more and more strained, leaving her empty with nothing left to give. Before her final Be the Cowboy show, she came to social media and said that she was going to take an indefinite hiatus from performing, and that she needed to figure out how to be human again. She toured for 5 years straight with no home and no place to stay except for her tour bus. I won't give away too many themes of the album, as I want y'all to find that out for yourselves, but the tidbits of information I gave are very important for the context of songs in this beautiful album. Have fun." That was amazing. Thank you, Nebby. Laurel Hell. Valentine, Texas, is that a real place? Ooh. Okay.
Let's step carefully into the dark.
Ooh.
Once
Okay. Ooh.
Shining eyes glimmering by a fire.
I almost paused it too. Okay. Amazing intro. It definitely had this like 80s horror movie soundtrack, not soundtrack, score. The vocals were really far away. It felt far away in the production, which is interesting because I guess knowing that context from Nibby, knowing that she's stepping back into the limelight, the the music. I mean, she says carefully into the dark, but yes, in a way, it's stepping back into the limelight. But yes, it's actually dark, right? Because it's the unknown. It's the okay, I've been doing something different for the last few years. Now we're back. And I don't know what that's going to look like, and I'm a different person, and I don't know if, music's going to welcome me back. Is going to love the person I am today because I'm a different person. Is what I'm getting from that. Yeah. Who will I be tonight? Who will I become tonight? Just having lots of questions of identity, obviously. But again, if you stepped away from music for several years and then are coming back, of course, because you are a different person after a few years, you know? Yeah, so there was a cautiousness starting, which makes complete sense. It sets up that whole vibe, that whole context of like uncertainty, things feeling a little anxious, and then we settled in a little bit with that little interlude there of the music where it kicks in a little bit. I love it.
Let's drive out to where dust devils are made
Okay.
by dancing ghosts as they kick up clouds of sand.
Still that unknown, that blurriness.
Clouds look like mountains. Clouds look like mountains. Let me watch those mountains from underneath. And maybe they'll finally float off of me.
Ooh. So interesting. I love that where clouds look like mountains. Clouds look like mountains. Mountains, having a mountain in front of you, I mean, it's beautiful and inspiring, but it also can be scary in a way if you think of, the metaphor of like climbing a mountain. And sometimes life feels like climbing a mountain. But she says, let me watch those mountains from underneath, and maybe they'll finally float off of me. Maybe just like realizing it's not actually a mountain, and it's just been a cloud the whole time. And it is achievable, and it is easier than it needed to be. And you didn't need to make it as hard as you made it. I don't know, that's what I get from it. Beautiful. That was such a cool intro. Like I said, it was really it felt far away, distant, which perfectly encapsulates, where she's starting, cuz she did distance herself. So that's really cool. Okay. Working for the knife. Here we go. Ooh, okay. It's like a little industrial sounding again, but like 80s vibes again, I'm getting.
I cry at the start of every movie.
Ooh.
I guess 'cause I wish I was making things too, but I'm working for the knife.
Oh. I do relate to that. There have been times where, if I go out to see theater or something like that, I will just get so inspired, but also sad because I'm like, oh, I want to be doing that again. And so it's this like push and pull of being super happy and inspired by it, but then also being like, I just relate to that. I wish I was making things too. Yep.
I used to think I would tell stories, but nobody cared for the stories I had about no good guys.
Yeah.
I always knew the world moves on. I just didn't know it would go without me. I start the day high and it ends so low, 'cause I'm working for the night.
Pearl, you're distracting me. Go one if you want to get down. So interesting. It does. It feels like talking about the industry and her experience with telling her stories, also known as writing songs and putting them out there. No good guys. Yeah, like she's telling it like it is. She's always been authentic, but sometimes she's not for everybody. Mitski is not for everybody, and she's not for the faint of heart. She's for the people who are not afraid to look themselves in the mirror, who are, who maybe have had a tougher life, but aren't afraid to be faced with that and to actually just receive catharsis and healing. Or that's how I believe, right? But sometimes people don't want to listen to things like that, and that's their right, and that is totally fine. Sometimes people like to keep things on the surface, and that's why I always say I think they're, because sometimes I can't listen to Mitski, and sometimes I want to listen to something more I say shallow in quotations, because I actually have a lot of respect for that music because it's also healing for me in many different ways. So I'm not talking shit about it, but as I said, like I can understand though, the feeling of nobody cared for the stories I had about no good guys. Like, her stories don't always end in a happy ending. They're authentic, they're true, and sometimes a lot of times they don't have a happy ending, and a lot of times they don't have a tight neat bow on the ending, with an amazing lesson. No, sometimes it's just expressing human emotion, and that's what I love about it. But I can understand why some people aren't resonant with that, because they don't want to have that. They don't want to be faced with that because they can't even face themselves with that, right? So why would they enjoy music like that? And so it makes sense. And then, I'm sure you have this fight with your label and people who aren't maybe artsy types, but they're in the the business as the like suits, right? And so it must be interesting. And then just feeling that, like, I always knew the world moves on. I just didn't know it would go without me. Like feeling like, I took this choice to step away, but oh my God, like the music industry still keeps going. But I'm not there, and I'm not creating anything. And what does that mean? Especially when it's been your identity for so, like, it must have been so interesting. because I'm working for the knife. It just feels like the knife being maybe a weapon, something painful. It feels like the industry that it's like she has to play ball with this thing that actually ends up being painful and not what she maybe is in line with, but she has to play ball with it anyway. And so it feels like a knife, right? That's what I'm getting. I don't know if that makes sense the way I'm explaining it, but in my head, it makes sense.
I used to think I'd be done by 20.
Wow.
Now at 29, the road ahead appears the same. Though maybe at 30, I'll see a way to change that I'm living for the knife. I always thought the choice was mine, and I was right, but I just chose wrong. I start the day lying and end with the truth that I'm dying for the knife.
I think there's also this idea of the knife just being her like relationship just in general with music. It's something that she deeply loves and feels like she can't get away from, feels like she doesn't even have a choice in that, she says. And I get that, like as an artist, it feels like that, but it also ends up being such a source of pain in many ways too. And that's why I think it feels like she's dying for the knife, but she doesn't know how else to do it, how else to navigate it. Living for the knife and then dying for the knife. Yeah. And it's all she's ever known, and it feels like it's all she'll ever know. Although maybe at 30 I'll see a way to change. Yeah. Very interesting. Okay, next one. Stay soft. Ooh, I like how this sounds. Cool. This is a cool, fancy one. I like that.
Pure and silver, you grip it tight inside
Like a knife again.
it glints in your eye. It's why I've arrived, your sex god, here to take you where you need to go, to where the dark remembers you.
Beautiful.
Open up your heart like the gates of hell. You stay
Ooh.
soft, get beaten, only natural to hard enough. You stay soft, get eaten, only natural to hard enough.
So many interesting things there. That like chord on the piano there that just came in was so interesting. It's why I arrived, your sex god. Fury, pure and silver. You grip it tight inside. So beautiful poetry. I'm not entirely sure what we're talking about here. It might be, the same kind of thing, but I'm also curious of who we're talking to or what we're talking to, right? Because it's not always a person. It's a relationship of some kind, but you can have relationship with, for example, as she uses a lot, her relationship to music and the industry and things like that. I'm just not entirely sure what we're doing here yet. To where the dark you need to go to where the dark remembers you. Open up your heart. Like the gates of hell. You stay soft, you get beaten. So this seems like she's telling herself, that it's okay to protect yourself and harden up. Because if you say stay soft, especially in this industry or in relationships, because she's obviously been hurt a lot as well, you stay soft, you get beaten. Open up your heart like the gates of hell. It's like sarcasm. You open up your heart like the gates of hell, like it's literal hell. So why would you do that? But it's just interesting because the name of the song is called Stay Soft, not Harden Up. Because at least in this beginning, it almost feels like we're advocating for not being soft. Like it's actually natural to harden up and protect yourself, which fair enough. Sometimes that is the right way to go. You do have to put up boundaries and yeah. But it's obviously a point of contention with her. Like how to find that balance between being open and again, whether we're talking in a relationship sense or talking about opening your heart to the public, to in your music, like it really actually doesn't matter because everything I'm saying here still just relates. And so I actually don't really care what the actual inspiration was because it all makes sense. It all goes with what I'm saying. I feel like she does. There's a push and pull always with her. I think she's really self-aware that she's had to harden herself in many ways, both for the industry and in relationships. She's had to harden herself because, as we know, she has gone through some trauma and some hurt, and she's got these wounds, and she has had to harden herself. But I think there's part of her that realizes that you can't do that forever, or she doesn't want to do that forever. She wants to be able to open her heart but still feel safe to do so. And that's the problem, is feeling safe while opening your heart. Because right now, opening your heart feels like opening the gates of hell. Fair enough, right? I love this sonically, though it's fun.
Face down on my bed.
Okay.
Still not quite awake yet. Thinking of you. I tuck my hand under my waist.
Yeah.
Just tell me what you want to do. Tell me what you want to burn away. 'Cause I could be your stoker. Open up your heart like the gates of hell.
Ooh,
You
vocals,
stay
yes.
soft, get beaten, only natural to harden up. You stay soft, get beaten, only natural to harden up. You stay soft, get beaten, only natural to harden up. You stay soft, get beaten, only natural to harden up.
Yeah. Yeah, it really feels like a push and pull of that, though. Like, just, but this stuff is really interesting. Tell me what you want to burn away, because I could be your stoker, like stoking the fire, right? I could help you do that. Face down on my bed. Thinking of you, I tuck my hand under my weight. Again, it's like a protection. That's a protection. Or that's how I imagine it. It's interesting, yeah. It really feels like a push and pull for me, where it's like not really wanting to harden, but also not knowing how to stay soft without this happening, without opening your heart like the gates of hell, without getting beaten. It just feels like that's me. Really interesting stuff. Next one, everyone. Fun. Okay.
Everyone, all of them,
Okay.
everyone said don't go that way.
I love this idea. This is interesting. Okay.
So of course,
Yeah. I'm like this.
to that I said, I think I'll go that way.
Why not? If everyone says no, I don't know.
And I left the door open to the dark.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I know how this speaks to me, and I think I would imagine that this actually would resonate a lot with anyone who goes outside of the norm. So anybody that's like maybe even, yeah, any artist too, because, you know, when you grow up and you tell your parents that you want to be an artist, usually the response is, well, that's not really a practical choice. Like, you don't know if you're going to make it. Like, it doesn't always even matter how good you are. Like, a lot of luck goes into it, a lot of hard fighting and blah, blah, blah. You know, you hear it all. You know, the safe, practical choice is to go to college for like business or something. And, you know, do a regular 9 to 5 job, which again, I'm not shitting on regular 9 to 5 jobs. It's just not for everybody. It's for some people, and that's great. They should do it. If that makes you happy, that's great, but it's not for everybody. It's certainly not for me. It never has been. I've tried my best to fit into that box and just never fit in the box. And so, yeah, I just relate to that idea, like everyone telling you you should actually just do this way. Don't go that way. You should actually just go this way because it's the safe route, which, like, you know, especially when it's people in your life that love you, they're saying that because they care and that they, you know, they want you to succeed and they want you to, but it's like when your soul is calling you to do something else, it doesn't matter. And the safe choice, a lot of the time, I mean, that's not breaking barriers, right? It's like anybody who's ever done anything outside of the norm or like pushed boundaries, they're the ones that move society forward in many ways. Because if we all just did the same thing all the time, no one would come up with new ideas, no one would come up with inventions, no one would be inspired to do anything. So we can't all just take the safe path. We can't. It just it wouldn't move anything forward, right? So I feel like, and like I said, some people are meant to do that, and that's great, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I do think that sometimes you have to go outside of that box, and it's scary, right? I left the door open to the dark. It is. That is opening the door to the dark because it's the unknown, and it is scary. Trust me, as someone who has actively been walking the dark for a while now. It's scary, but I'm actually kind of just getting used to being in the unknown at this point, and I feel safe here, so it's okay.
I said, come in, whatever you are.
Acceptance. I'm gonna be able to deal with whatever. Come in, whatever you are, whatever demons want to come.
But
it didn't want me yet. Yeah. Yeah, it feels like yet. Okay, I gotta go back and hear that because that was an amazing vocal delivery there. Yeah, it's like this acceptance of, I don't know. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. I'm walking the dark. Who knows what kind of demons, shadows are going to come up along the way, because clearly I'm not doing the safe path. But like, you know what? I'm doing it anyway, and you know what? I trust I'll be able to navigate my way through whatever. but it didn't want me yet. Okay, I gotta hear that again because the way that she sung that was absolutely incredible.
I said, come in, whatever you are. But it didn't want me yet.
Ooh. Ooh, I like this.
Then like a babe in a crib.
Like a babe in a crib.
After
Helpless.
some big hand turns out the light.
Okay. Outside forces turn out
And
the light.
I opened my arms wide to the door.
Yeah. Again, acceptance. Come at me, bro.
I said, take it all,
Yeah.
whatever you want. I didn't know that I was young.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So yeah, it does feel like a reflection of how she approached this younger years in the music industry because she felt this pull that she had to do this. Like a babe in a crib. Like I was helpless, but like I said, I think she just felt this like she couldn't do anything else. If she could, maybe she would have, because she knew that, it was a difficult thing to do, but I can't do anything else. So I'm helpless. I'm just like a babe in a crib. After some big hand turned out the light, that just feels like, the way that some things are out of your control. Some things are outside of you. And yeah, you do feel like you're in the dark. You're navigating in the dark sometimes, in the unknown. You don't know how to find control over your life. And I opened my arms wide to the dark. Like there was a surrender. I can't do any fucking thing else. So come at me, bro. Like I'm gonna navigate whatever. I've already dealt with so much darkness. What else? What else can you take from me? I think is the attitude I'm getting. I said, take it all, whatever you want. I didn't know that I was young. It feels like now some regrets coming in. Like, oh man, I didn't even know anything then. What I know now, reflecting on a naivety. Because when you're young, you feel invincible sometimes, like you can do anything. And then as you get older, sometimes you get more cautious because you realize that, I don't know, you just get more experiences under your belt. But me personally, I'm trying to get back to that state. Because I don't want to, I want to, yeah. Anyways, let's keep going. It's very interesting.
I didn't know what it would take.
That could mean so many different things. I didn't know what it would take. Like, I didn't know what it would take to become what I've become. Would I have done it if I knew what it would take? But then also taking the word take literally. I don't know what it would take, like take from me. Maybe she feels like the industry, music, has taken something from her, taking a taken a spark, taken a passion, something. I'm just using examples as a fellow artist, like of ways I've felt sometimes. Oh, I know we haven't gotten here, but I just read the last. I didn't know what it would take. Sometimes I think I am free until I find I'm back in line again. So it feels like she's straddling, like I said, navigating. I cannot imagine navigating the music business with like because clear and authentic to who she is. And I feel like the music industry and the entertainment industry, from what I know about it, I mean, I was in it for a while, not to the extent that she is, but which would mean she would just be so much deeper in it. But the small amount that I was in it in my 20s, to stay authentic to your soul, it's difficult. That's why when they talk about people selling out, I think that's what it's not about money. Or maybe it is. Like maybe that's why they start going against, they go back in line, go back against what their soul's actually calling them to do, is because they see this. If I just do these things, I can get to have that money and that success. So, I mean, I guess money does. But I think it's more to do, like, it's so much deeper than what we talk about when we say selling out. I think it's like, it's so fucking hard in that industry to stay true to who you are because everybody tells you who you should be constantly, what you should look like, what kind of things you need to be talking about if you're a songwriter, what type of sounds you need to be doing, because if you do these sounds that you want to do, you're never going to be popular. No one's ever going to listen to you. Like the amount of bullshit programming that you're sent constantly, it's so hard to stay true to yourself. It's so hard not to lose yourself. Like, just even as an example, I remember as an actor, I was very fit. I went to the gym. I was muscular. I had a dancer body because I was a dancer. And I remember being told that I would never be a lead in anything on TV or movies because I would always play like the chubby best friend. And this was not like, I'm probably 30 or 40 pounds heavier than what I was when I was being told this, maybe even more. Like, I understand at this point I would be, and that's fine. I actually quite love my body and who I am and how I look now. But back then, as like a, young 20-year-old who, like I said, like it was actual bullshit though. It actually was bullshit because I was not thin. I've never been thin. That's not my body type. I'm just not thin. I'm like, muscular dancer body. Like I was fit. I was very fit, but not toothpick thin, which I'm not shaming those bodies either. That's fine. It's just like we all have different body types, right? And that wasn't mine. And to be, it destroyed me because I was literally doing everything too. Because I was healthy, I was eating healthy, and I was going to the gym, and I was fit. I was, I was a dancer. I was an athlete, and to be told that I was always going to be cast as like the chubby best friend was like ridiculous. And my point to all of that though is that that's just one example of just someone else putting onto you this identity, this bullshit that has nothing to do with you, and how that can fuck with your head and your identity. And so I can't imagine, like I said, she has stayed so strong and true to herself. It sounds like she must have some great people around her as well as probably some bullshit people too. I can't imagine not having to deal with shitty people, to be honest. But, it sounds like maybe she has some great producers and things like that around her that hopefully help her stay grounded and stay confident in herself, because she's gone how many years now with just being authentic and doing what she wants to do authentically. It's beautiful and it's inspiring, but I can't imagine the toll. Like, I can't imagine how hard it must be to do that. So I think in many ways she is free, but then maybe she finds herself falling back in line again. Like, that is the navigation of this world, is, knowing who you are and then trying to, but like, it does feel like you have to make certain compromises sometimes, but you have to be able to live with those compromises. And I think she's done amazing. I hope she knows how inspiring she is and how amazing she is, and how a lot of us look to her as this just beautiful example of how to stay true to yourself. Anyways, that's my rant on that.
I didn't know what it would take.
Ooh. It sounds so off, like so eerie in such a great way. That just matches what we're talking about.
Sometimes I think I am free until I find I'm back in line again.
Ooh, beautiful. Ooh, I love this piano. Yes. It feels like she's cutting through the noise here with that piano. It's magical and it feels like it's cutting through that darkness. Ah! I need to hear that ending again. That was amazing. Because like I said, there was this like this heaviness, this darkness, this cloud, like that fog, not cloud, fog. It felt like for a lot of this in the production, and then that piano came in and it felt like cutting through some of that. I don't know. It felt like that to me. It felt like we were finding some of that spark and that magic again, which is so beautiful. And it feels so good as an artist when you finally feel like you break through that again. But yeah, that's what it felt like. I gotta hear that ending again. I love that. But obviously she's worried that, you know, she's not as free as she thinks she is sometimes. And just, again, another like point of contention. I mean, she deals with points of contention all the time. I think that's why her music is so resonant, is because it's they're uncomfortable feelings. It's like, yeah, sometimes I feel really free, and then other times I just realize I'm back in line again. And it's a push and pull, which makes really beautiful art because it makes you start thinking, right? Okay, cool. I loved that one. That's definitely one of my favorites so far. Okay, track 5, Heat Lightning. Ooh, I like how this sounds. Ooh.
Heat lightning running outside the window. I've laid awake since 1 and now it's 4 o'clock. Though I've held on, can't carry it much longer. On the ceiling dancing, other things all come and gone.
Oh, okay. Anxiety.
There's nothing I can do, not much I can change, so I give it up to you.
Ooh, these harmonies.
I hope that's okay. There's nothing I can do, not much I can change. I give it up to you. I surrender.
How many times? I don't even know if I've talked about it with Mitski because it hasn't come up yet with Mitski. But the amount of times I talk about it with like Florence and the Machine, just this idea of surrender, because as I have expressed a few times in this reaction already, I have felt like I'm in the dark. And so I very much relate to this idea of being in the dark, being in the unknown that she's kind of talking about in this record so far. And there comes a time where you either have to surrender to that and be like, well, fuck, I'm taking the hard road. I've made that choice and I'm just gonna fucking surrender to it and let's ride those waves and see what happens. Or you get back in line and do the thing that everyone tells you you should do. You go back on that path that everyone says you should do. Going back to that song, Everyone. But once you've made that choice, like, no, I don't care. I'm taking the hard road because that's what my soul is calling me to do. You kind of have to surrender to it. Because you just can't control everything in that path, on the soul's path. You can't control it. There is this co-creation between your own soul and whatever fucking higher power you believe in, universe, source, God. And so it feels like you have to kind of just surrender to, okay, this is what we've chosen, we're doing, this is what feels good. I don't know the how, I don't know the why. I'm just going to kind of trust and surrender. There's nothing I can do, not much I can change. I give it up to you. I surrender. Like, that's exactly what I needed to hear. It's just so cool to see her go on a very similar journey at around this same time. Like, this is 2022. I definitely was, making a lot of choices around there, and I'm still I'm still in it, but yeah, I love that. This just feels like a lot of anxiety, laying awake since 1, now it's 4. I've held on, again, that grip, like that, trying to control everything. Can't carry it much longer. No, it's exhausting. On the ceilings, dancing, are the things all come and gone? Come and gone, like looking into the past. That's where the kind of anxiety and depression come in. If you start stressing about the past, if you start stressing about the future, yeah. And she's come to this beautiful surrender. It's scary. It's so scary. I see it as a positive though. I know that sounds, but I really truly see this as a positive, but it doesn't feel positive in the moment. The feeling of it is really scary and really really uncomfortable. But yeah. This is beautiful. I love this. Ooh! Beautiful. There's some peace here though, right? After the surrender, there's a little bit of peace.
Watch it from my doorstep.
Yeah.
Sleeping eyelid of sky flutters in a dream. Well, I've held on, but feel a storm approaching. Trees are swaying in the wind like sea anemones.
Sea anemones, that's fun to say. Sounds good too.
Not much I can change. Can I give it up to you? Would that be okay? There's nothing I can do. Not much I can change. I give it up to you. I surrender.
Okay, before we end here, these lines, I want to give you a different perspective because I feel like a lot of times people will take this as a super negative thing, and it is because it feels really uncomfortable. But I want to give a different perspective, a different way of seeing this because I think it's important for life. It's like life experience that you can get into this trap. And I'm not saying that I'm right or anything. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just giving a different perspective. That's all. Because you can interpret this. I feel like on the surface, it's like, oh, I feel like a storm approaching. Trees are swaying in the wind like sea anemones. I think you can really interpret that as like such a scary thing, like such a bad thing. Like she's feeling like this ominous thing coming, which it's a very similar feeling. But sometimes if you have done the work and set into motion change and transformation for yourself, like you've done the work of like personal growth, maybe you've consciously done some like manifestation or something like that, you can actually feel those things coming in before they come in, and it can feel really freaking scary. it feels exactly like that because you're used to, and I've talked a little bit about this before. I'm sure I have in the Mitski journey, if not a ton on the like Florence journey for sure. They're all kind of going together for me right now. But change is really scary, even if it's like good change, even if it's like, you know, the things that you want and desire, you can feel them coming in. Your body and your nervous system can sometimes react in a more negative way, an anxious way, and scared, because you're like, then it starts bringing up a lot like, am I worthy of these things coming in? Am I like, these are just examples I'm using. Can I crack it? Like, if I get all my desires and dreams, if they all come in, am I going to be able to hold that? Or am I just going to fuck it all up? Like, you start having these like doubts, and it feels like it's scary. It feels like a storm approaching. Trees are swaying in the wind like sea anemones. And I feel like life does that to almost, it's not a test. It's just like, it's a way for you to find a way to release some of those fears and doubts so that you can stand in your power and you can receive the great things that are coming into your life and that you deserve without gripping on too tightly, without trying to control everything, and just allow. And so, but it's scary. It's scary. So I guess my other perspective on that is that, yes, it feels like it's a very negative emotion. It is. But sometimes negative emotions don't necessarily mean negative things are coming. Sometimes more uncomfortable feelings. And I guess my point of saying this is, if you are on that type of journey and you start feeling like this, like, oh, I feel something coming, and oh my God, see if it's actually something ominous, or maybe your body, your nervous system is just trying to tune in to this change, this transformation that is coming for you. And that is uncomfortable, similar to, like, think about like a butterfly in nature. They go in this like chrysalis phase, right? Where they're like, go to goo, and then they become fucking, I don't know exactly the whole science. They become a butterfly, but then they have to like, I think they have to like fight their way out of the thing, and it's a whole thing, right? But that whole process is really uncomfortable. But then they become a fucking butterfly and like flying around the world like a beautiful butterfly, right? And we are similar to nature, so it's not a stretch to relate to nature by any means, because we are part of nature, right? And so I guess my whole point to this is just breathe. Just breathe through it. Just breathe through it, and just keep holding that hope that things will change and things will get better for you. But yeah, you're going to go through uncomfortable times first, and it's going to feel like a storm is approaching, and that's going to feel scary because a storm is approaching, but maybe the storm is exactly what you need to have the life that you desire. Anyways, just another perspective on things.
Nothing I can do, not much I can change. I give it up to you, I surrender.
And sometimes when you give up control like that and you kind of surrender, that is usually when the good shit happens too. But anyways, that's just my own resonance. That's not me necessarily saying that's what she was saying in that. It's just how it, based on my life experience and the things that I'm going through recently, it was just a nice reminder of that kind of philosophy, I guess, that I wanted to talk about. The only heartbreaker. Ooh, this is fun. I love this. Yeah.
If you would just make one mistake, what a relief that would be.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But I think for
such interesting production and just really interesting theme here. It would just be so much easier if you would just make one mistake, because I guess it's this feeling of like the other person is putting them up on a pedestal, like they're better in some way, like thinking that and thinking that, oh God, no, like I'm gonna be the bad guy in this. I can feel it. Like this person is too pure to, and just again, it's like putting them up on a pedestal a bit. Yeah, it's really interesting. But I get it. I totally understand that. Ooh. But also I wanna like dance. I love it.
I'll be the only heartbreaker.
Beautiful.
So I'll be the loser in this game.
Yeah.
I'll be the bad guy in the play.
Yeah. I'm gonna be the villain. I know
I'll
it.
be the water main that's burst and flooding.
I'm the chaos in this, not you.
By the window, only watching.
Ooh, yes.
I'll be the only heartbreaker. I'll be the only heartbreaker.
So interesting. Ooh, yes. Yes. Beautiful. Yes, this build, so satisfying.
And make me the only heartbreaker.
I apologize, you forgive me. It feels like she doesn't feel like she deserves this person necessarily. Which is such an interesting thought, because it's like it's self-aware in a way, but it's like keeping yourself stuck too by telling the story in that way, or believing that story. Maybe it's true, but maybe it's not. It's interesting. Really, really interesting. It's got my brain cooking. Okay. Track 7. Love Me More. Ooh, yeah. I do like the production on this. Sonically, it's really fun. It definitely is more upbeat in some ways.
If I keep myself at home, I won't make the same mistake that I made for 15 years.
Ooh.
I could be a new girl. I will be a new girl. I wish that this would go away, but when I'm done singing this song, I will have to find something else to do to keep me here. Something else to keep me here's my hand.
Oh, I love that. Something else to keep me. Here's my hand. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. Maybe this is her. I mean, if we're still talking about just her relationship with music, you could interpret it that way, this one. But again, it doesn't even necessarily matter, in my opinion, because again, a lot of these, like when you start talking about relationships, it really doesn't matter what type of relationship you're talking about, I think. at least the way that I talk about things. I think you could plug in whatever type of relationship you want to, which is why sometimes I just naturally do that with my own personal resonance. But yeah, it does feel like that though. If I keep myself at home, I won't make the same mistake. Like just trying to figure out what to do maybe in this time. Like if you're like music has been a part of her life for how long, right? And now she's made this transition. She's trying to be human again. I could be a new girl. I will be a new girl. I wish that this would go away. But when I'm done singing this song, I will have to find something else. Like, yeah, like almost just trying to fight that pull that she feels towards music, I think. But you can't fight it. It's just, it is what it is. But yeah. But being like, I'll have to find something else. Like what else is there? What is life without music? It's confusing when you've made, it's your passion. It's your everything. It's your first love. Something else to do to keep me here. Yeah, to keep me here in this like void, in this scary place, in this uncomfortable place, in this darkness. Like what else? I need to find something else to do because it's the only thing that has gotten me through this darkness in the past. So I gotta find something else to do because I'm just gonna go back. Which, I mean, we know she ultimately does go back, but yeah. Here's my something else to keep me. Here's my hand. There's the itch. Yeah, I love that. Beautiful. But I'm not supposed to scratch. Yeah, because she's made this choice to, right? Like what Nebi said in the post there that was like, you know, she's made this commitment to kind of be human, as she said, something like that. But it's like you've got the impulse, like when you're feeling something, I imagine that's when she picks up a guitar or whatever and starts writing, right? And so you've got this itch, but you're not supposed to, like, how do you do that? How do you not make music when that's all you've ever done to process feelings and emotions? But I told myself I wasn't going to make new music. But you've got this itch because it is. Because it's deeper than an itch. It's like it's soul, I think, from my opinion. But anyways, very, very interesting.
I need you to love me more, love me more, love me more, love enough to fill me up, fill me full of. I need you to love me more, love me more, love me more, love enough to drown it out, drown me out.
But maybe this is like her finding these other things to do, and she's like, I need this, like talking to this other thing, whatever it is. I don't know. Maybe it's cooking. Maybe it's another person. Maybe it's a romantic relationship. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But whatever she's like finding to kind of this thing, I need to keep, I'll have to find something else. So whatever that something else is, she needs that something else to, I need you to love me more. I need you to love me more than music has. So you can drown it out. How do other people do this? How do other people live without this thing, without this passion? I think this is how this is how I'm interpreting it. I don't know. It's interesting though. Yeah. God, I love all the piano in this record. It makes me so happy.
How do other people live?
Yeah.
I wonder how they keep it up when today is finally done. There's another day to come, then another day to come, then
One day at a time. You gotta take it one day at a time. Yeah.
back to mine.
But it's exhausting. This one rocks. I just want to get up and dance. Oh, yes, vocals. That's so interesting, changing it to clean me up. There's this feeling of like not being right, not being enough, needing to be fixed, to be cleaned, cleansed. Oh, interesting. I love that one. Okay. There's nothing left for you. What an interesting title.
There's nothing left for you. Nothing in this room. Try and go outside. Nothing waits for you. You had it once before. Not anymore.
Beautiful.
So go on to that sweetheart's door and find a new you. Give her all the love you saved for it.
It still feels like it still feels like that relationship with music. Again, it could usually I do the opposite where I'm like I said, relating it to some old boyfriend or old love of mine. But I feel like I'm now hyper fixated in this idea of her journey, of this passion that she has that really has taken over her life. So, if this actually is about a real person, then again, it doesn't matter, because as an artist myself, I do relate very much to this love-hate relationship in some ways, to this path, this pull that you feel, but it feels like almost talking to herself in this. There's nothing left for you. Nothing in this room. Try to go outside. Nothing waits for you. Like this is the thing. This has always been your source of love. So why are you giving it up? So go back to that sweetheart store that you know and love, but go find a new way of doing it. Go find a new you. You don't have to do it the same as you did it for the last 15 years or whatever it's been. You don't have to do it the same. Go find a new you. But just go back and knock on that sweetheart store. You know that's what you want. I don't know. That's how it's resonating with me. Give her all the love you save for it. You tried not to scratch that itch and you tried to find other things to do, but you always just had this part in your heart that felt empty because you weren't doing it. So just go knock on that door again. It's okay. But you can do it differently this time. That's okay. I don't know, that's what I'm getting from it. But again, like it relates anyway, even if it is talking about like relationships or whatever, like real people instead of concepts like I'm talking about. It everything that I'm saying still applies in my opinion. So it doesn't, like I said, that's why I try not to get so focused on real context and just like try to feel into just the emotions and just what we're really saying to the core. It doesn't really matter what type of relationship we're talking about, but we are talking about human emotions and a relationship to something or someone.
You could touch fire.
Ooh! Okay. I didn't mean to do that. I want to go back to hear that transition because that was beautiful.
Go on to that sweetheart's door.
Yeah.
And find a new you.
Vocal production is always top notch.
Give her all the love you saved for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful.
You could touch fire.
Yes! Oh my god, yes.
You could fly. It was your right. It was your life. Then it passed
Oh,
to someone new.
yeah.
It'll keep passing on long after you.
Yeah.
But you're the only one she's counting on. There's nothing left for you.
Oh my god, yeah. It just feels like, again, like this like push and pull between like, I don't know. I know that there is a reason that I quit. There's a reason that I needed to take this time off, but also just not being able to fight that pull anymore. And it's like, yeah, maybe it'll go back to how it was, or maybe you could touch fire. You could actually fly. Maybe it'll be better than your wildest dreams. It was your right, it was your life, right? And it was something that she fought so hard, so long and hard for. And then it's like, fuck, what did I do? And feeling like you've maybe missed your chance in this moment. Obviously, we know she didn't. She didn't miss her chance. But in this moment at writing, being like, oh my God, what have I done? And now, now I think the she, again, if it's what I'm interpreting it as, the she is actually just like music in general. But again, we could be talking about a person. I don't know. I feel like it all still applies though. Feeling like, yeah, she's moving on, but also knowing that she, music, feeling like, because Mitski, I mean, something that it brings up in me is like what she said in that interview when she was talking about, I think it was talking about Geyser, like, so it was from the other album, but talking about like how at one point she was like, no one's doing it like me, and that was actually, so discouraging in so many ways. But like, what I was saying after hearing her say that, I was like, oh my God, but that's why you need to be doing it, right? If you're doing something different than everybody else, that's amazing. That's like you found your thing as an artist, right? And so I think part of her knows that truth, that like, yeah, even though there are other artists that are coming up and doing amazing things and stuff like that, ultimately no one's doing it like her. And I think she feels this sense of purpose, which is beautiful. But then also just being like, but then again, it's like a push and pull. It's a going back and forth, and then to end with there's actually just nothing left for you. It's going back and forth, which is like a human emotion, right? It's like trying to figure things out, trying to navigate things. That was beautiful. Wow, I love that one. Okay. Should have been me. Here we go. Ooh. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. Okay. I'm scared to smile, but it's like making me happy, at least right now. We'll see what she says.
Well, I went through my list of friends and found I had no one to tell of this overwhelming clean feeling, strange serenity.
Oh, that's interesting.
When I saw the girl look just like me, and it broke my heart, the lengths you went to hold me, to get to have me, 'cause I haven't given you what you need. You wanted me but couldn't reach me, so you went into your memory, lived all the ways you still want me. I haven't given you what you need. You wanted me but couldn't reach me. I'm sorry, it should have been me.
Oh, that's interesting. I love this idea. It's sad though. Well, I went through my list of friends and I found I had no one to tell of this overwhelming clean feeling, strange serenity. Yeah, that feeling, I don't know, sometimes, yeah, if sometimes you have this feeling, especially if you go through a change and transformation, you can wake up realizing that maybe some of the people in your life, some of your friends, maybe don't get you anymore, maybe won't understand what you're saying with this, whatever this feeling that she's having. And I totally understand that. And it's a weird feeling to be like, I don't have anyone to tell about this. That's a really weird feeling. When I saw the girl looked just like me, and it broke my heart, the lengths you went to hold me. So this one does feel like maybe, I mean, again, it could be a metaphor for the same stuff we were talking about too, but it also could just be the way that you realize that you've been replaced in some way, and you are surprised at how calm you are about it and how serene you are about it, because maybe an older version of yourself would have been really triggered by it. And it's a weird feeling to be like, oh, I'm actually okay with that. Yeah, I haven't given you what you need. You wanted me but couldn't reach me. But you feel you're like accepting those truths and you're okay with it. And then, yeah, I'm sorry, it should have been me, but it's not. I don't know. It's very interesting. Okay. Sonically, it's so interesting. I love the production on this. Okay.
I'll be going about my day until a hand would come and lift me out
Oh.
and drop me in the middle of a labyrinth
Okay.
where I'd be stuck a while.
Oh, beautiful. my God, now I'm thinking it is about her hiatus again. Am I just obsessed with that narrative now? Or it's like now I'm seeing every song, even like the songs that really could actually just be about relationships with like real people. Now I'm just seeing them all as a fucking metaphor for this hiatus that she took. Am I just. Because now I'm like thinking that the you is like us as the audience, as the people who love her and are excited about her making music. And, it probably broke a lot of hearts for her to take this hiatus. And seeing people fall in love with other artists and things like that, and not that she was forgotten about, but like, you move on because you have to, right? It's like we're all here when you want to make another record, but like again, obviously I wasn't here at that time, but I imagine, right? Because all this feels like a metaphor for what she was going through. I was, something just came and dropped me, and I'm stuck, and I didn't know what to do, and maybe having some guilt. Must be lonely loving someone, trying to find their way out of a maze, just feeling like she had pressure. I don't know. I could be, like I said, I could be reaching. I could be reaching to fit everything, but it really does. It really could feel like that. It really could be a metaphor for that. I feel like, again, I have no fucking clue. It's just what I'm feeling. It's really interesting. I haven't given you what you need. Yeah, like it feels like a song to the fans to me. But again, it could also just be about a fucking relationship. Who the frick knows? I don't know. I'm so confused. Because her writing is just so beautiful, and it's like detailed but also vague enough that you really can fit it to however you need or want to see it as. Whatever perspective you want to see it from, you could. And so, but it's like a mindfuck a little bit like that now. Now that I have that narrative in my head, it's like I can't get away from it. But anyways, like I said, I surrender to it. It's how this first listen is going, and it is what it is. So interesting sonically too. I love this one. I definitely know what she means by just like, maybe some of the subject matter still being, deep and raw, but also just like in the production, just trying to keep things a little bit light so that you can dance around and stuff. I love that. That one was fun. Okay, I guess. And yeah, it just feels like we've been going back and forth the whole record, and now it's like this maybe these last two are like a final goodbye, or like a, when she came to that point of being like, no, like I actually do need to take this break. Indefinite break, I guess, right? Is that what it was? Indefinite hiatus? Yeah. Or it could be the end of relationship too. Again, it still is the end of a relationship. It's like such a mind fuck that way. Anyways, let's keep going.
If I could keep anything of you, I would keep just this quiet after you. It's still as a pond I am staring into. From here I can say thank you.
Aww.
From here I can tell you thank you.
Oh, beautiful. If I could keep anything of you, I would keep just this quiet after you. It's still as a pond I am staring into. It's like, it's such a love-hate relationship in a way, right? Because it's like she cannot fight this pull she has towards it. She cannot fight the love and the passion she feels. But there, it comes with such chaos. It's the knife, right? Like we were talking about at the beginning. It comes with the knife. So that moment right after, and sitting finally after being in such chaos for so many years, and being able to feel such calm and stillness, and in gratitude for something that she loves, and be able to be outside of it just even for a moment and just see it for what it is, I think was a really beautiful moment. And ultimately why she was able to probably come back, because she could see it for what it was without all the noise and the bullshit and the chaos, is what I'm getting. That was beautiful. Okay, that's our lamp. Last song. Oh my god, I can't believe we're okay. Ooh, okay. I like it. Fun, okay.
We fought again. I ran out the apartment. You say you love me. I believe you do. But I walk down and up and down and up and down this street. 'Cause you just don't like me. Not like you used to.
Oh, again, and this one could really actually be about a real breakup, because she was going through these things, I'm sure, at the same time, but it also could very much still be the larger metaphor, the larger theme, because it is such a push and pull relationship, that she has with the music business and just music in general, that it really could be still a metaphor for that. But again, it also could be very much, I mean, it could be everything and all as well. Because like I said, usually these types of relationships, they bleed into other aspects of your life and other relationships. So it's like, it's probably anything and all of it, to be honest. That's my guess. Because we're standing in the dark again, right? And yeah, it's like, I can totally see that metaphor of the Laurel hell, right? The just not being able to like push through this muddiness. It's such a hard thing. It's like one day you feel like you can, and then the next day it's like, I don't know. I'm exhausted. I don't know. I'm still just standing in the dark. Yeah. It's so interesting.
That's our lamp. It shines like a big moon. We may be ending. I'm standing in the dark, looking up into our room where you'll be waiting for me.
Production is so joyful, man.
That's where you left me. That's where you left me.
I love the production. It's so fun. Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Thinking that's where you left me. That's where you left me.
All the noise and chaos.
That's where you left me. That's where you left me. That's where you left me.
We're still in the thick of it, right? There's still the chaos, the noise. She never wraps it up in a bow, and I love that about her. Right? We still end it in chaos. Exactly how life is. That's why I love it. That's such an interesting image, though. That's our lamp, like standing outside an apartment and seeing that light, that lamp, and being like, that's where you loved me. That's our lamp. It shines like the big moon. We may be ending. I'm standing in the dark, but I'm looking up into our room where you'll be waiting for me when I come back to the music business. I can't. Like, I can't. It is. I feel like every song is a metaphor, can be used. Like I said, you can use it in the way that you want to use it too, because like I said, it works perfectly. Just talking about leaving any type of relationship, it doesn't fucking matter. But yeah, it's really interesting. Yeah, looking up and being like, that's our lamp. Like, we created this beautiful life together, and I'm here and I'm in the fucking dark and I don't know, but I can like still see it. And I know you're still waiting for me because that's where you loved me. That's beautiful. Holy shit. Oh, that was very different. Very, very different record, but I loved it. And I got to get it up on its feet. Like, I can't wait to just listen to it with headphones and like kind of dance around, shake my ass to that. A lot of like fun 80s like disco vibes. And yeah, that was fun. The ones that I remember really touching me, I loved everyone. I loved Heat Lightning. I can't remember Love Me More. That might have been one. There was one that I also, There's Nothing Left for You. I think I love that one too. I don't know. I did enjoy all of them, to be quite honest. I'm just trying to remember the ones that like really stuck out to me. But that was great. And I love how it, like I said, it started almost like a horror, 80s horror score. And I love that. I love how it started. And then it got into a little bit more light tone, which ended up being kind of how the record was. But it definitely gave some ominous vibes at the beginning. It's like, yeah, we're still confused. We're still going through this thicket or this Laurel hell, right? But we're gonna do it with some disco vibes, and I love that. I very much love that. That was amazing. And I'm finished a Mitski album with a smile. Can you believe it? That's incredible. It's but I did get emotional in it because but there is this like trust and this surrender feeling. She's really finding trust in herself in this, and that's something to be celebrated. You can really see the personal growth throughout these albums, and she is, even though she's in the dark and she's in this Laurel hell, she's kind of calm in it because she's been through things. And so when you've been through things, you start to go through life with more trust in yourself because you're like, yeah, like I know I will get through and I will navigate whatever I need to. And you can really see that growth in this record, and I find it so beautiful. Anyways, that was great. That was great. Let me know. Let me know which ones resonated with you guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and week, and I will see you for the next video. Bye.